The next bill on the calendar for today is House File 30. The clerk will report the bill.
House File number 30, number 3 on the calendar for the day, an act relating to public safety, the second engrossment.
I recognize the author of the bill, the member from Dakota, Representative Richardson, to explain the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House File 30 is a bill to address the skyrocketing catalytic converter thefts across the state. There's been a surge in recent years, and currently State Farm estimates that Minnesota ranks in the top 5 for converter theft insurance claims. According to the National Insurance Crime Bureau, converter thefts rose by over 325% from 2019 to 2020. And we know that many Minnesota families have been impacted. Most of us know someone who has had their catalytic converter stolen, and some of us know people who have experienced multiple thefts. The thefts are hurting Minnesotans' pocketbooks as the replacement costs can exceed more than $2,000 or result in the total loss to a vehicle. Minnesota was recently among 9 states involved in a recent takedown of what the U.S. Department of Justice called a national catalytic converter theft ring. An estimated $38 million worth of stolen converters were shipped to a New Jersey shop, which extracted the precious metal powders from the equipment and sold it to a metal refinery for more than $545 million. The DOJ release notes that it received assistance from law enforcement across the state, including the cities of St. Paul, the Minnesota Commerce Fraud Bureau, the Blaine Police Department, the Anoka County Sheriff's Office, Carver County, the Roseville Police Department, Plymouth Police Department, Bloomington Police Department, Eagan, Woodbury, Brown County Sheriff's Office, the Brooklyn Park Police Department, the Fridley Police Department, and Mendota Heights, Chaska, and Coon Rapids Police Departments all provided assistance in this case, showing the extensive reach of this crime ring. With criminal enterprises and conspiracies of this scale, it's no surprise that Minnesotans are calling for us to do more to prevent this theft, and I look forward to today's debate on the bill.
There is an amendment at the desk. The clerk will report the amendment.
O'Driscoll moves to amend House File number 30, the second engrossment. The amendment is coded A6.
I recognize the author of the amendment, the member from Stearns, Representative O'Driscoll, to explain the A6 amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. The A6 amendment attempts to provide some clarifying language with some of the individuals who are covered by this particular bill. We, as the bill author said in her setup today, and I concur, we have a catalytic converter issue and problem here, not only in the state of Minnesota, but across the nation with theft. And she is exactly right. We all do know someone, or maybe ourselves have been victims of catalytic converter theft. What the A6 amendment does, although it appears to be rather a long amendment, relatively speaking, it basically takes in lines 1.4 through 1.6 as it relates to those who are scrap metal dealers or agents or employees or representatives of such dealers. And it says that if there's going to be criminal activity, a misdemeanor that will be levied for the improper possession or disposal or receipt of a catalytic converter, that in this case it would have to be an intentional act. That these individuals would have to have knowingly and willingly taken a, for the lack of a better term in law enforcement, a hot item and just attempted to dispose of that. The rest of the language, because of the way that this is being written in C and D on the A6 amendment, continues to say that other players, if I could use that term, and maybe it's the group of folks who we're looking at targeting in this particular bill, who are acquiring these things and wanting to dispose of them in an illegal manner, whether they are intentionally or unintentionally doing so, that they would still be held in the spirit and intent of what the bill author has. I see this as a great compromise and a good way to be able to strengthen the bill. And members, I ask for a yes vote to add the word intentional as it relates to a misdemeanor for those who are scrap dealers, agents, representatives, or others associated with the industry. So a long description, but I think it makes a lot of sense now that we know it's there. And I hope that the bill author will look at this as a friendly amendment to the bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Discussion to the A6 amendment. I recognize the member from Dakota, Representative Richardson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I would just note that we have pretty significant evidence that in Minnesota that there are bad actors. And as we think about intent is already built into criminal law. And with the size and scale of some of these theft rings that we are seeing, I think it's also important that we are holding folks accountable at all levels of this theft, and so I'd recommend a no vote.
Any further discussion to the A6 amendment? Seeing none, all those in favor of the A6 amendment, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, please say no. No. The motion does not prevail and the amendment is not adopted. There are no further amendments at the desk. The clerk will give the bill its third reading.
Third reading, House File Number 30.
Third reading. Discussion to House File 30. I recognize the author of the bill, the member from Dakota, Representative Richardson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, members, for the debate today. This is a bill that's been around for a number of years, and it's a bill that Minnesotans have been calling for. And so with that, I would ask for a yes vote.
I recognize the member from Crow Wing, Representative Heitzman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I apologize. I was trying to get recognized, and I wasn't spotted. So I would appreciate an opportunity to ask Representative Richards a question if she would yield.
Representative Richardson will yield for a question. Representative Heitzman.
Thank you, Speaker. Representative Richards, you mentioned a catalytic converter, I think, theft ring that was caught transporting catalytic converters and selling them, and I think you said New Jersey. Just looking at the language in the bill, is there anything in there that would affect that example that you cited?
Representative Richardson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And to be clear, there's evidence that these theft rings are not only what I mentioned with the 9-state case involving the U.S. Department of Justice, but there are other cases as well. So yes, this bill will have an impact in Minnesota.
Representative Heitzman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I don't necessarily draw any conclusion from the issue, but wanted to get the clarification. Thank you, Representative Richardson.
Are there any other members seeking recognition for discussion on House File 30? Seeing none, the clerk will take the roll on House File 30. The clerk will close the roll. There being 113 ayes and 15 nays, the bill is passed and its title agreed to.